Okay, so we hit legend level 250, and you know what that means. It means that we have unlocked the capability to work on switch 6, which is right here. This unlocks at legend 250, awards you with 100 bound diamonds, and like the other switches, switch 4 and switch 5, it presents to you, the player, a number of tasks that you have to complete. Unlike switch 4 and switch 5, however, this is a little bit more targeted towards completing events rather than just the usual grind for XP and conversion. So let's go ahead and take a look at the interface for the Switch 6 class. So when you open this interface, you'll be presented with 6 orbs, and each of them will correspond to an element like fire, water, thunder, wood, earth, and wind. Each of these orbs has 120 points that you have to fulfill in order to activate the orb. As you activate the orb, it's gonna put a check mark right here and show you your progression. Once you do that for all 6 orbs, then you go to the ultimate boss trial, which unfortunately I'm not there yet. However, I've been looking at this for a couple of days, and I already know how to at least go through with these orbs, with these elements, and how to approach it. What you do get from Switch 6 is that you do get the capability to equip Gear 14 equipment. So this is the next tier after Switch 5. So you can only equip up to Gear 13, I think, with Switch 5. So in order to get your gears up to a higher tier for 14 and 15, you need to switch 6 successfully. So let's go ahead and go back to the interface. And of course, you also get the capability to equip the Karma Libra, and I do think I have one. I do think I have one ready. So the Karma Libra is the Curio for Switch 6, and it does give you 2.5% attack and 3% power. So that's also super useful. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the interface. When you click on one of these orbs, you'll see that you get a stat bonus at certain certain values of points that you get. So this is 15, 30, 45, a total of 8, I think. 8 segments, and this is cumulative. So at 30 points, you'll have 600 attack, 1,000 to 12,000 HP, 300 smash, and 300 defense, and that goes on and on. You just keep on adding the values, and then you multiply that by 6, and that's the total stat gain you get from going and completing all of the orbs, right? So the question is, how the heck do you get these orbs to fill up to 120 points? Well, there's a mechanic to this. And you can actually get that information here from the item source, but I want to explain this better by going through each one of them right here, and then I'll put probably a label somewhere. So for fire, you need to kill bosses, divine ruins, boss ruins, chaos ghostum bosses, and the divine ruins and the boss ruins give you 2 points each. Chaos Ghostum gives you 1 point each. So you need to do this on a daily basis until you accumulate 120 points. All right. Now the good thing about this is that there's no limit to the number of bosses you can kill. You can actually talk to your guildmates, ask them to give you the last hit for the boss, and that will still award you with the points associated to that. So 2 points for divine and boss ruins, 1 point for chaos ghostum. Of course, you don't want to go with chaos. Well, you could go with a teammate in chaos ghostum if you're not after the same bosses in chaos, and like just coordinate and ask him to give you the last hit. Just make sure you are the last hit and you don't get loot priority, because that would suck. So yeah, and the other requirement for this is that it needs to be level 600. So that's I think legend 230. So yeah, you can't go all over the place and just kill any number of bosses. It needs to be a level 600 boss or above in order for it to award you with a fire essence. So when you do get awarded with a fire essence, it's gonna stack up right here, and then you can click on intensify to use all of that. All right. So yeah, that's a trick for the fire. Or if you have a dummy, right? Okay, go into your divine ruins, for example. Let's say floor 3. I think, yeah, floor 3 is where you'll be able to do this. Have your dummy whittle down the boss, and then once when he's ready to die, like a 20% left of HP, then you can get your main in, and then get the main to kill the boss, and then get the the fire essence from that. The loot will still be for your dummy or for your guildmate, but you just get the points. That's basically how it works, right? Just don't stick around to get the loot. That would be a dick move. All right, so now let's go on to water. Water is one of the essences that require you to attend the guild events. So guild siege gives you 10 points, guild bonfire gives you 10 points, guild defense gives you 20 points. All right, so keep on doing those, and then in 2 weeks you'll get this all up to 120, given that you do not miss a single day. Right? If you miss a day, of course, then that extends the duration. Now for thunder, thunder is it depends on how much you're willing to spend on extra turns, I guess is the best way to say it. But you get the thunder essences from the XP dungeon. You get 2 points per attempt. Gold dungeon, you get 2 points for that. And then you also get 2 points for the gear dungeon. So as you know, the higher your VIP level, the more attempts you can actually purchase. The most bang for your buck, of course, is the XP dungeon. Most VIP players, if not all of the VIP players that I know, actually use this every day. So for VIP 4, they purchase at most one extra chance. For VIP 5, I think, or 6. Yeah, VIP 5, they get 2 extra purchase chances for the XP dungeon, and that kind of adds up. So the more chances you buy, the faster you're gonna fill what are we talking about? The thunder essence down. All right, so yeah, for gold, especially the gold dungeon, I think for me, but it's kind of like a double-edged sword, if you know what I mean, because it's a waste if you do purchase those. I think it goes up to 8 bound diamonds. I mean, I'm doing it because I just want to rush it, but it's not really a good idea to purchase like the 4 extra chances, unless of course there's a ×2 event going on. The only thing that you really get are these, of value is the purified gems, for your gear. But yeah. All right, so moving forward. Now for wood is basically something that you can fill up at 12 o'clock during lunchtime, because you only get points for this for the Charm Beach event and the Noon Quiz event. So both of those events give you 15 points each. So once you enter it, you don't have to finish the event. I know that these aren't really popular mini events. You can just go into the event, and you already get awarded with the wood essence. You don't have to stay in the beach or complete the quiz to finish this. All right. Another thing is you can't. I'm getting ahead of myself. We still have Earth. The Earth essence is dependent on the evening events. So Trinity War, Jungle Escape, those are the 2 events that award 15 points each. So every time you enter the Trinity War or enter a Jungle Escape event, you get 15 points for that. All right. Yeah. Did we miss anything? What about wind? Okay, wind is different. Wind is something that you fill up. You get these essences from wild botting. All right. And by wild botting, I mean by going into, let's say, into the map and then doing this. All right. One thing I noticed is that after 2 hours of botting on this, AFK botting like this will give you 5 to 6 essences. And then I switched off the device and then tried to do offline botting, and it didn't get me any wind essences. So far in my testing, it looks like you have to do AFK botting to get these wind essences. Also, another note is that you can only get 15 per day for some reason. So you can see here I only have 30 so far, and that's because this is the second day. Another way to get essences is to convert your XP, just like Switch 4 and Switch 5. So if you go and click on one of these essences, you'll see an XP redeem option here and a purchase option. So there are three ways actually. So for the purchase option, this is if you're a whale, you can't wait. You can just fill up everything, use your money, and then buy all the essences that you need, and then you're done. Um, you know, I guess if you have a ton of cash lying around, then that's for you. Then the second one is for XP redeem. Unfortunately, you can only do this 30 times for each essence. So you can't really fill up 120 points just by doing this, and it's gonna take you ages to do this. So I wouldn't suggest using your XP. I just suggest just going with the events, letting it fill up naturally, and then by the time that you do, you're already ahead X number of levels. You know, it's a win-win situation. It just requires patience. The only time that I think it would be feasible to do this, like it is in this situation where I kind of overslept, so now I'm behind on the earth essences, but still I don't think I would go for exchanging XP, because look at how much it is going to cost me. Like for 1 point, it's 22.45 trillion XP, and that's a lot. I mean, that's like 10 or 20%. So if I have 90 trillion right now, right? My XP bar is here. So this is 45. This is 20. So that's around what? Yeah, that almost looks like 8 to 10% of the XP that I can get. So imagine using 30 exchanges for to get the maximum number of points for the XP exchange. Not really a good idea, right? Unlike in Switch 5, that was really the only way you had to go. You didn't have an alternative, like going in and then checking out, doing these things for the events. All you had was, for Switch 5, was fill up the XP bar, make sure you don't level up, and convert those to the orbs that you need to fill up the starouls. Of course, it also had a pay-to-win method, which is just buy the material from the shop. But here in Switch 6, you have the option to wait and just wait. Now, how long is it going to take? Let me pull that up for you. So I made a nice little Excel sheet right here. Okay. This was my experiment. I left for the wind offline botting. I didn't get any orbs, and then I noticed that after I got 15 wind orbs, it just didn't drop anymore. So I hit level 150 on Wednesday, and this is basically a column for fire, water, thunder, wind, earth, and wood. And then the number you see there is the number of points that gets awarded if I attend the corresponding event. So in this case, let me just make this a little bit bigger. I didn't start at Monday. On Monday, this is basically for Monday, right? Because I got 150. I reached 250, Legend 250 on Wednesday. So this is where I start my count. So Charm Beach during lunch, 15 points. Jungle Escape in the evening. Guild Bonfire and Guild Siege in the evening. And then the daily XP, gold, and gear dungeon. So this is based on my VIP status. I get four tries, including the additional purchases, and that gives 2 points per try, so I get 8. And then for gold, I I really didn't want to spend a little bit, on the extra tries for that, so I used 4. And then gear, of course, you get 3 chances at that, and 2 points each is equal to 6, no matter what VIP status you are. And then, of course, the daily bosses. For the Divine Ruins, you get 6. For this, you get 6. And this of course, considering you don't use the technique that I mentioned, wherein you talk with your guildmates, ask them to give you the last hit. This can be, this can be more, right? Or less if you don't log on for a day. So what happens, I was able to figure out how fast I can get this by just highlighting the cell, right, the first cell, and then just going down. So notice on the bottom here, so for cell phone users, you're probably not going to see it, but there is a sum right here, which is 72. And the more of those I highlight, I get that number increases. So we know that it's at 120. Oh, is it 120 or 100? Oh, it is 120. So I made a mistake here. So 120 means that by Wednesday, I would have completed everything without even using an XP conversion. So this was wrong. I thought it was 150. That's why that was highlighted. So let's do the same thing for this one. So everything starts on Wednesday. Keep on highlighting. So that's 90, 160, 40, 120. So I'm just gonna unhighlight this. So it looks like I'll finish this on Tuesday. The water essences on Tuesday. But since I missed yesterday, then that's going to go up to Wednesday. Right? Oops. All right. There you go. And then we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so that's already 144. 126. 108. So here. 126. So I finished this on Tuesday as well. So let's unselect this. And then, of course, wild botting, wind. That's going to be at 15 every day. It's going to finish at the same rate as the, what is this? Wood and earth, because you can only get 15 points of those every day as well. So for these, let's go with wood. Oh, is this wood? Yeah, wood and earth. So wood would be the orange one. If I keep on highlight. Okay, so that's 135, 120. So by Wednesday, I should have completed this by the Charm Beach event that happens at 12 o'clock. So I can unselect that. And then for, oops, that actually filled it in. Right. And then of course this one would be for Jungle Escape in the evening, also on Wednesday, since I also get 15 per day for that. So for my my wild botting, if I do this, vigilantly, then I'm also going to get my all my wind essences completed by Wednesday. Wednesday evening, a bit. So yeah, and then if I look, the longest that it's gonna take me is, wow, I don't know why that one is blue. It should be white. All right, so the one that's gonna take me the longest is fire. But take note, fire actually has a technique, the last hit technique. So that's not gonna count. I could probably be finished with the fire essence as early as Monday if I keep on, doing last hits. So it looks like it's this water, which is going to take me the longest, and that's going to be Wednesday. So from, almost looks like it's going to take me 1 week and a day to get everything without spending a single peso, without converting XP, to make up for or to speed things up. Because take note, if you do spend XP, right, you need to spend 10, how much? To get this, to make a significant increase. So for example, for this one, you'll need to, if you wanted to finish on Tuesday, then that means you have to convert 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points to 50 points of 50 experience points to XP, to essence orbs. And that's a lot, right? So yeah. What else? Let's go back. Yeah. All right. So the way that this works is you have to click on intensify. I haven't done that because I want to see all the numbers here. I did it once and then it went down to thunder and then this turned to 0. But yeah, you can intensify anytime you want, and that's going to put all of these orbs into their respective locations, and that's going to award you with the stat bonuses. You don't get awarded the stat bonuses when you pick the essences up. It's when you intensify and assign them to their appropriate orbs, which is when those stats get activated. Well, while they're not activated, you will see them actually as physical items in your box right here. Right. So those are the Switch 6 essences. And if you've been holding on to the fire essences that are given out I think one of our guildmates said that you could get this from the target rewards. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure about that. But it's not significant enough, and it's the fire one, which you can do rather easily. Alright, so that's it for our Switch 6, and yeah, have fun guys.